effective next Wednesday, all businesses of any type are allowed to open 100%.
Yes!
If we have not gotten anything over the last year or so, it is some, as the kids would call it, some dank memes. I don't know if kids still say that, but I feel like they use dank memes.
I feel like the word after dank was like ratchet.
Those are different words, Tara. We are old. See, look, we're trying. Those aren't even connected. Dank is a positive thing. I don't know what the new positive thing is nowadays, because I'm in my 30s, very low 30s.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Tara, you've been gone for a little bit, doing some traveling. There's palm trees behind you. You've been on some work trips. Where are you?
Well, Eugene, I decided to move down to Florida to follow all the 80-year-old Republicans around. This has become the center of the resistance. And I feel like it's the place to be right now, especially since I was living in Brooklyn where it's freezing. And, everyone loves Ron DeSantis, apparently, according to the latest CPAC poll. So I had to check it out for myself. You're
right up the street from the ring of the king, former President Trump. So you can check in on that for us. That's exciting.
Right. I could literally get a job at the spa there or or like be a door check person. I don't know if remember
this. Please do that. An investigation as a door check person at Mar-a-Lago from Tara Palmeri.
So enough about me. Let's get into this.
Oh, wow. Marjorie
Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to H.R. 1. While we're talking about voter suppression and long lines, I'd like to point out that there's real voter suppression that happens right here in Congress. Many members of Congress have to stand in long lines to enter the chamber, going through metal detectors, emptying our pockets, and being treated very disrespectfully. So that is real voter suppression, and it's a shame that it happens right here on the House floor. Standing in line to vote is not voter suppression. It's just part of the voting process, just like people stand in line to buy groceries at the grocery store.
So she said at the beginning that it was voter suppression. Then at the end, she ends by saying standing in line is not voter suppression. I also am confused about the mask. Is she oppressive? Is the mask oppressive? Like, I just feel
the mask is oppressive, I think.
Feel like
she's also oppressive to some people, I think.
I feel like it should be more clear if you're going to have a message on the mask.
Yeah, I mean, I had something really funny to say, Eugene. You took it from me.
What was it?
Oh my God, I had a really good joke.
I'm scared.
Oh, I got it. It came back to me. Thank God. It's still working up here. It's funny that she would claim that Republicans are having a hard time getting into the House to vote, right? Isn't that her whole claim?
Yeah.
They all went to CPAC instead of voting this weekend.
Right.
Some politicians will always play politics, right? That's the nature of the beast. I don't think today is a day for politics. I wasn't elected by politicians. I was elected by the people of the state of New York. I'm not going to resign. I work for the people of the state of New York. They elected me.
Dude, what happened to the nursing home scandal?
This
guy is
taken over by the sexual harassment scandals with an S. It seems.
Pancetta. Oh, I just put my dog here. She won't stop. Okay. So as we were saying, when I worked for the New York Post, I remember that everyone was like terrified of Cuomo. He led with a really heavy hand. He was known for threats. He just sort of was like, he was a fearful dude. Like, that was his style.
At the very beginning of COVID, he was held up as like the hero, the guy to follow, the guy that knows what he's doing. He wrote a book about it well before COVID was over. And so how he's handled COVID and the things that were kept secret and weren't shared are one thing. And then when it rains, it pours in politics. And so now you have these women who are coming forward saying he sexually harassed them, right? And then there's one where there's actually literally a picture of a woman who said,
she's like,
grabbed my face and kissed me. And then she showed a picture of him grabbing her face, right? Like, he has said that he's going to cooperate with these investigations, et cetera. Said that he didn't touch anybody inappropriately. But and he's not going to resign, but it's not looking great. His future's not looking great right now.
I don't know how long he can say I'm not going to resign for. Like, if the entire New York legislature, which it seems like they are, is like ganging up against him, right. They might even, like, I don't think they have a recall in New York, but it could happen. They have to, like, the New York legislature would have to vote for a recall, and like the New York Constitution. It's really crazy, but like, I think eventually, like, political pressure just becomes too intense. Yeah. And these stories are really getting, and he's just coming off of another scandal, which is like killing grandma. Like, is there anything worse than that? No.
I hope everybody's realized by now, these masks make a difference. We are on the cusp of being able to fundamentally change the nature of this disease because of the way in which we're able to get vaccines in people's arms. And the last thing we need is the neanderthal thinking that in the meantime, everything's fine, take off your mask, forget it.
Neanderthal thinking. That's a shot at the governors of Texas and Mississippi who are reopening completely the state, getting rid of the state mask mandates. And every health professional is saying, please don't do this because we need to get the shots, and then we can start tamping this down. The Texas governor went on Fox News and has already begun, and Newt Gingrich did this as well as a tweet. He's blaming whatever COVID rise that comes. It seems like he's pre-blaming Joe Biden and Joe Biden's immigration policies and undocumented immigrants coming from Mexico over the border into Texas.
Oh, right.
So he's opening the state. So watch this, you guys, because this is something that it became very quickly clear that it was a message that Republicans are trying to push as they reopen some of these states, is that the reason that it's going to happen and that there's going to be so much COVID in Texas, for example, is because of the fact that Joe Biden, in their view, Joe Biden has lax immigration policies, and undocumented immigrants with COVID, which there's no proof that all these people have COVID running through their veins, are running across the border and coming into America. And so
right.
Like this politics is in everything. So it's going to be really interesting to see what does happen in Texas, because even after Abbott is the governor there, even after he kind of made this announcement, the people in the restaurant who most people didn't put their masks back on. And so they were like, oh, we're done with masks now. So it's going to be embraced.
Yeah. And also just like you're killing your voters.
Possibly,
Is that
yeah.
an idea?
It feels like a bad idea.